All delegates should have registered with their cell phone or for a paper ballot upon entering, and you must attend and be present for the entire meeting in order to be eligible to vote tomorrow. Candidates for each office will give a 1 to 2 minute speech, starting with the Sergeant at Arms and going up till President. And at the conclusion of the speeches, delegates will be able to ask questions addressed to individual candidates. Please be aware that due to the large number of candidates, we will need to limit the time of responses to 30 seconds, and we will have a state officer fielding your questions to make sure that they are appropriate and not too time consuming. So I just want to thank everyone for being here, and we're going to start with the candidate Sergeant at Arms and Ben Leavitt.
Hello, TSA. My name is Ben Leavitt, and I'm running to be your next State Sergeant at Arms. Here at this great conference, we are all very privileged to be here. Currently, underfunded school districts are in trouble, the most severe case being in Philly, where a decision was made that 23 schools will be shut down for the next year. There is one word that I want to drive into your minds, a word that benefits your future and kids of underfunded schools: networking. Growing TSA and STEM programs helps you because it expands TSA. Expanding TSA now can help you get a job in a tough economy. By expanding membership to underfunded schools, and I'm not just talking about Philly and Pittsburgh, I'm talking about Scranton, Lancaster, York, and Altoona. It can help your chances of getting a job because there will be more TSA alumni in the job market that will be willing to hire you. Not only is this the right thing to do by giving other kids the same opportunities we get, but it also helps you at the same time. I would be interested to find out how many TSA alumni work for YouTube, which was started by a TSA member. Think of it like this: growing TSA grows opportunities. A lot of these schools believe it requires too many resources to join, or are simply not aware of our existence. If the cost of joining is too high for a specific school to handle, I will work with the treasurer to help start a fundraiser that will benefit schools that want to join. I will work with teachers who want to become advisors or school boards if that's what it takes. I am qualified to handle these responsibilities because I am a leader. Last summer, I joined the United States Army Cadet Corps. I completed the basic training course and the basic leadership course. Through the leadership course, I learned how to work with a team, lead groups of 100 people or more. I still have those values of integrity with me today, and as a result, I'm a hard, diligent worker. TSA, besides having fun at this conference, I want you to remember one thing: networking. The future networking that could help you land a career in the competitive job market. Let's continue the tradition of excellence. Remember, leave it to Leavitt. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from Brandon Houghton.
Hi, my name is Brandon Houghton, and I'm running to become your 2014 State Sergeant at Arms. This past year, I had the honor of serving you as your historian in the state officer team. This was an amazing experience and taught me many things about holding state office that I never could anticipate the value that this office brought to me. It offered me many unique opportunities and invaluable knowledge that can only be gained from a state officer experience. I am truly passionate about technology, and I would enjoy creating an Android conference app so that students have the ability to access personalized schedules in a clean and organized manner. Along with the app, if we created a TSA forum, students would have the opportunity to interact and get help from TSA advisors, alumni, and previous competitors that they would not normally be able to meet. I also want to create a chapter fundraising packet consisting of literature for soliciting funds, designs, and ideas that your chapters can use to raise money. This packet would explain to potential sponsors what TSA is and our technology goals. Some ideas would involve fundraisers that can be cut out on your school's laser and sold to raise money for your chapter's delegation. Coming to the state officer team, I had lofty goals, and I wanted to make major changes to TSA. However, we as a state officer team had to learn to work within the system, and as a result, I saw many great ideas go unimplemented. I bring the necessary experience to drive developing proposals to make TSA the best it can be, and I won't hesitate to get the entire team on board. I have a great working relationship with the presidential candidate, and this relationship will provide solid communication and cohesion as a state officer team. My name is Brandon Houghton, and remember, when you cast your vote, Brandon knows how to get it done. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from Victoria Morrison.
I'm going to try to keep this simple. I'm running for Sergeant at Arms. I'm an 8th grader at North Allegheny School District. As a 6th grader, I participated in my first TSA conference, and I loved it. Last year, just like you, I was sitting there, listening to this speech. I want to acknowledge your dedication to TSA and thank you in advance for your vote. My goal is to have more women participate in TSA. The engineering field is male dominant. Wouldn't you girls want more females? And wouldn't you men want more women? Think about it. I would try to get more females into TSA by having an all-girls only leadership conference that will be open to all school-age girls. Also, for group events, having 1 woman to 4 men ratio would help advisors recruit more girls into TSA. My ultimate goal is to have an all-girls only event and probably an all-boys only event too. Sally Ride once said, women make up only 20% of science, engineering, and the technology field. What she said is true. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to keep this simple. My name's Victoria Morrison. I'm running for Sergeant at Arms. And remember, new leader, new vision, new direction, the next generation.
Thank you. We will now hear from David Early.
Hello, PATSA. So, in my 8th grade year, I had just been introduced to TSA, and after my first state conference, I could only imagine what it would be like to run for Sergeant at Arms. Now, I'm here running exactly for that office. Within my own chapter, I have served as Sergeant at Arms for 2 years, and my leadership is extended well beyond that of the chapter work sessions, with a prime example being Boy Scouts, where I have served for 10 years, and I will be receiving my Eagle Scout rank this September. But let me just skip right to the point and talk about what my goals are as a candidate. It's obvious that PATSA is massive. However, not every school provides it. I plan to solve this by presenting to the school boards and telling about the dramatic impact that TSA has on all of our lives. As well as this, I will also plan on having PATSA's state conference televised through, hopefully, the PNC, or Pennsylvania Cable Network. However, it isn't just about what I want to do here. It's about what I want everybody else to know. Is that, as a candidate, I want to do what you guys want to do. I don't want to have this focused all around me. I want my focus to be all around you. Instead of having all of my ideas be implemented, I want to hear ideas from all of you and treat all of you as if you were my family. Allow me to help lead the family, and you can watch as I help make PATSA grow. So remember to vote early and always, and thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from Mandi Farah.
The night after last year's state conference, I took a walk with my mom to recount all that I had been up to over the previous 4 days. I ended up spending over 2 hours describing to her all that TSA has done for me and how grateful I am to be a part of it. I told her how much I loved it, and I was so passionate that she soon became jealous that she never had the opportunity to be part of such an amazing organization. We all know how awesome PATSA is. I don't need to tell you that. But what is it that makes us so great? It's not just the events themselves, not only the impressive display of STEM genius, not solely the hours of diligent work put into our projects. It's a time in between, the outgoing groups of people that parade around Seven Springs in search of high fives, the sporadic encounters with random strangers that somehow end up being your best friends, those hours between 10:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. at States. So if our organization is already so wonderful, how can we even begin to make it better? We certainly don't want to change any part of our crazy spontaneity and heartwarming unity. Instead, let us work on making a simple yet influential adjustment that will benefit all of us. Wouldn't it be useful if you could find out the exact score you received on each part of your events? If judges' scoring sheets were published online after the state conference, you'd be able to find out what worked or did not work for you and what to improve on for the next conference, whether it be nationals this year or states next year. I, Mandi Farah, will do my best to make that happen, even if it means staying after the state conference and scanning the scoring sheets myself. At the end of our walk, my mom asked me if there was some way I could become more immersed in TSA, since it was apparent that it was, and continues to be, the most important thing I have ever been involved in. It then occurred to me how badly I wanted to become a state officer, not only because it would give me the opportunity to spend even more time on TSA, but also because it would present the chance to give back to the association that has given so much to me. Thank you.
That concludes our candidates for the office of Sergeant at Arms. We will now move on to the office of Reporter, starting with Wang Chung.
My name is Wang Chung, and I am running to be your next PA-TSA reporter. Sons and daughters of Pennsylvania, my brothers and sisters, I see in your eyes the same fear that will take the heart of me, unfinished events and unwritten binders. A day may come when our courage fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship, but it is not this day. An hour of failed coding and burned binders when the age of TSA comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day, we fight. My mission, when elected reporter of this organization, will be to promote connections between its members. By creating a members forum in the PA-TSA website, we, the members, can raise inquiries about various events and connect with others in the same event. How cool would it be? With one click, Region 1 member can connect with a Region 9 member about debate tech, webmaster, and fashion design. Not only that, I will integrate a network of TSA alumni so that they can share their wisdom and knowledge with us. Lastly, I will maintain a special bulletin in the forum that will announce upcoming birthdays and other special days, conveying the sentiment that all PA-TSA members are interconnected. Oh, but the journey does not end there. Oh, not at all. Together, we will revolutionize the role of the reporter to reach all PA-TSA members. Together, we will make TSA an even greater association. From serving as student council, treasurer in 7th grade, president in 8th grade, and vice president in 9th grade, I know that I have the experience and knowledge and skills to lead PA-TSA to a new era. Vote for a candidate with the motivation, the passion, and the charisma to make PA-TSA what it should be, your TSA. Remember, all for one and one for all.
Thank you. Thank you. We will now hear from Daphne Weiss.
Hello, PA-TSA. My name is Daphne Weiss, and I want to be your next state reporter. I'd like to start out by answering a question that I've been asked a lot by other members of TSA, and that is, why do you even want to be a state officer? But for me, that answer is really simple. TSA has been a huge part of my life, giving me countless opportunities for leadership and success. I want to use the talents and skills I've developed through this organization to give back and help lead us as a state delegation. So, with that in mind, what do I want to do as reporter? To me, the office is really all about communication, and I have a lot of ideas that would help facilitate communication between the members of our state. For example, one major goal I have as an officer is to develop a resources section on the website. Each event would have its own page and would include resources relating to the event. I would like to invite people who placed this year or have placed in the past to submit their tips and ideas to help members with their projects. In addition, I would like to ask the judges this year and in previous years to submit some mistakes that they've seen to help members avoid disqualification. On the same page, I would also like to have the event specifications to make it really easy to have all of the resources you need to be successful in one place. Most importantly, I want to make sure that the members of PATSA always know what's going on. I would always be accessible if you have any questions or want to contribute to the PA post. I want to ensure that the website is updated frequently so that you as a member are always aware of what's going on. Finally, I would like to address the question of my age. Yes, I am younger than the other candidates, but youth does not equate with inexperience. I've already held several chapter offices, served on the statewide membership committee, and last year I placed third in essays on technology at the national level. I'm qualified, hardworking, and ready to serve Pennsylvania. So when you cast your vote for reporter, be sure to make the wise choice. Daphne Weiss. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from Lisa Gardner.
Hey PATSA, thanks for coming out tonight. My name is Lisa Gardner, and I'm running to be your next state reporter. Networking. From making friends to establishing connections with professionals, networking can help us achieve success. In today's technology-driven world, it is important now, more than ever, to be able to form connections with coworkers, clients, mentors, and centers of influence. Belonging to TSA, an organization that counts among its members our nation's future leaders and innovators, prepares its students for success in the world. Our current TSA competitors will shape the world of tomorrow, and TSA provides us with opportunities to meet our peers striving towards these same goals. Yet here we are, a group of students who may not have always felt comfortable in social situations. I know I didn't. If my middle school advisors had one word to say about Lisa Gardner and her TSA experience, they would say growth. I have transformed from a very shy student to a more outgoing and confident person, and I'm sure many of us have had similar experiences. I understand that social connections can be hard to make, and I also appreciate that even in today's society of computers, cell phones, social networking, social skills are still important and should be further incorporated in TSA. Now, how many of you guys have participated in Techno Talk? Can you raise your hands? Wasn't that a great experience? I want to promote the creation of events similar to Techno Talk that involve multiple teams from different areas of the state meeting together. I'd also like to elevate it to the high school level so that we can have more time doing that. Imagine you had the opportunity to attend a special intercession that started a conversation on a topic that you feel passionate about with people who feel the same way, and professionals too. If you're passionate about fashion, raise your hand. How about engineering or medicine? What if we had professionals there with us? TSA's motto is learning to live in a technical world. Vote Lisa Gardner to do so.
Okay. Thank you. That concludes our candidates for the office of reporter. We will now move on to the office of treasurer, starting with Alex Devick.
Hello and welcome, PATSA. My name is Alex Trebek, and I'm running to be your next state treasurer. I feel that I'm qualified for this position because of several reasons. To begin, I have served as my chapter's treasurer for 3 years and have finalized in the chapter team event for 4 years. In addition to that, I'm very passionate towards the TSA community and feel that I should reciprocate some of the great things that TSA has given to us as a whole. As treasurer, I will push for ideas at both the regional, state, and national level. I will push for getting TSA regionals and nationals recorded and for viewing on their respective websites, along with getting several public networks to be able to broadcast it on television so that the word of TSA and other chapters grow. So in all, I'm taking our money that's right now bit in a crunch and stretching it to the max. So in all, I'm Alex Devick. I'm ready to be your next state treasurer. Vote for Devick. You won't regret it.
Thank you. We will now hear from Seth Horry.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Seth Horry, and I'm running to be your next PA TSA treasurer. I have an incredible amount of respect for this organization, and as a result, I wish to give back to it in my senior year. I am ultimately up here as a potential leader, and as such, it is important that you, the voters, know who I am. I am an Eagle Scout. In my journey around the nation, I have attained over 100 hours of leadership training, as well as years of practical experience. I have been on many exciting, but nonetheless challenging trips that have pushed me to my limits, including a 103-mile hike and an 8-day canoe adventure. In regards to sports, I am on 2 ice hockey teams, where I learn and continue to learn to work as a team with other people in order to succeed. My fundraising experience is also extremely comprehensive. I have raised over $800 for a service project recently in my community. I'm also very familiar with fundraising through corporate donations, as my chapter has greatly expanded into that frontier this year. The past several years in high school have made me who I am today, but as the laws of physics dictate, we must look into the future. In the future, as a state officer, I would like to focus on using our money wisely, all while keeping our fundraising efforts at full strength. These experiences, along with helping out on the Green Committee, have prepared me to be a leader for a state office. My extensive mathematical, scientific, engineering, fundraising, and leadership backgrounds make me well qualified to be for the position of treasurer. So vote me, Seth Horry, for your PA TSA treasurer. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time.
Thank you. We will now hear from Sam Wheeler.
Hello, PATSA. My name is Sam Wheeler, and I'm running to be your next state treasurer. Why should you vote for me, you may ask? Well, because of my extensive qualifications and exceptional ideas, I have what it takes to become a state officer. I have demonstrated the leadership prowess necessary in many ways by serving my local chapters as an officer for 2 years, as well as officer positions in other clubs. I was the captain of the football team 2 years running and first trombone in our school jazz band. This is my 5th year in TSA, and I've won titles at both the state and national levels. Now, TSA has done so much for me over the years, and now it is time to give back. My first goal for TSA is to expand its membership by promoting TSA in existing schools and creating new chapters in schools that do not offer TSA. When I talk to friends from outside my district, almost none of them have heard of TSA. To me, this is a tragedy and should be addressed promptly. By doing this, we can raise awareness of TSA and allow more people to have the amazing experiences that we all share. Another goal of mine is to invite local business owners and government officials to the state conference. By inviting government officials, such as district representatives and senators, to the conference, we can show them what a great organization TSA is, and maybe they can help TSA achieve its goals. Inviting local business owners would also be a phenomenal opportunity for current seniors, or really anyone who will be going into the business world, to see what it is like and help prepare for their life outside of TSA. Those are my goals for TSA, and I want to work with each and every one of you for your goals. Now, not only do I have the qualifications and the experience to be your next state treasurer, but I also have the initiative, I have the passion, and I have the charisma. I'm willing to give 110% for TSA and lead to the best of my abilities. Thank you for listening, and please vote for me to be your next state treasurer. And remember, I will give you change that makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear from Ben Cutler.
Hi, PATSA. I hope you are enjoying the 35th annual conference. I also hope you are enjoying your t-shirts, because it was probably one of the 2,000 I helped to print. I am Ben Cutler, and I want to be your next treasurer. I am a student at Conestoga Valley High School in Region 2, and have enjoyed all levels of this organization for the past 2 years. There are 3 things I believe will strengthen TSA. Number 1, giving back. I personally believe in giving back to the community in which we live. Mainly, I want to focus on continuing to work with the American Cancer Society. My idea is to continue to expand the Relay for Life program throughout the state. I have personally experienced this 24-hour walkathon and know how powerful a message it sends. I want to continue to spread this message even farther. Number 2, strengthening chapters. Chapters are where it all starts, so we need to be supporting them 110%. By doing this, chapters will go stronger and grow even more each year. You might not know this, but 25 regularly attending chapters are not here this year because one reason or another. To deal with the financial challenge, I want to look at different ways to be able to help them attend the conference. One idea I have is to create a space on the website where chapters can collaborate and fundraise together. Number 3, business support. Based on a well-working model in Region 2, I want to find more ways for businesses to support our organization and show those businesses what we can do for them. The company in Region 2 is Clark & Associates. This technology-based business provides Region 2 with a few things. They sponsor a regional conference, offer scholarships to our members, and provide opportunities for our graduate members and alumni. I want to find more businesses like Clark who take a strong interest in our organization and recruit them to partner with us. Giving back, strengthening chapters, and getting business support are the 3 basic ideas I have to strengthen PATSA. So vote Ben Cutler for treasurer to get back to basics. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That concludes our candidates for the office of treasurer. We will now move on to the office of secretary with Samantha Horry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samantha Horry, and I would love to have the honor of being your next PATSA State Secretary. I'm so grateful to TSA. When I traveled to the state conference in my 6th grade year, I remember seeing the state officers up on the stage, and I knew I wanted to be one. I wanted to be someone who could bring their ideas into reality in order to make TSA a better experience for all involved. I got a taste of that when I was able to serve as Green Committee Chair for PATSA. I got to champion a cause I cared about. I have learned so much about the state leadership through this role, and while I am still learning, I am prepared to take on another role in state leadership. I have ideas I believe PATSA needs. One of these ideas is online submission of events. I have drafted a proposal for this, which I plan on submitting to the National CRC. Online submission is a system similar to electronic submission. However, instead of binders being submitted on flash drives, they would be submitted pre-conference via email in the form of a PDF file or other media files. Not only would this make judging easier, but it would also significantly decrease both e-waste and traditional waste. Additionally, I believe that PATSA's projects and displays are worth sharing. I am constantly amazed and inspired by the technological works of art at open viewing. Therefore, I would also like to document these projects via an event picture gallery on the PATSA website. This gallery would help guide new members and serve as a point of pride for PATSA. If elected as state secretary, I promise to be a dedicated leader who values every PATSA's member's opinion. Remember to stick with Sam and vote Samantha Horry as for your next state secretary. Thank you all for your time and hard work.
Thank you. That concludes our candidates for the office of secretary. We will now move on to the office of vice president, beginning with Krishna V.
Hello, PATSA. My name is Krishna Valla Bonini, but you can call me KV. I'm running to be your state vice president. Before I give you my spiel on why you should vote for me, just let me say one thing. In the immortal words of Jay-Z, I'm hungry for knowledge. The whole thing is to learn every day, to get brighter and brighter. That's what the world is about. You look at someone like Gandhi, and he glowed. You look at Martin Luther King, he glowed. Muhammad Ali glows. I think that's from being bright and trying to be brighter. I want us to be brighter, individually, with each other, and within your chapters. What I mean by being brighter is coming together, being more involved in your chapter, and helping each other in a manual that will be beneficial to you and TSA. I want to focus on 2 main things in my vice presidency. One, which is the PATSA website, which right now is very hard to find information on. It takes me at least 10 to 15 minutes to find stuff about my competitions. And second would be resources for you competitors. Right now in open source software, which is a more newer competition, the guidelines were very vague. I didn't know where to start. I believe I have the necessary skills required to lead TSA to success and beyond. Not only am I currently the vice president for Fox Chapel, I'm the captain of the cricket team, tennis team, and have been a voting delegate for the last 2 years in TSA. I've been involved in student government since 9th grade. Being the VP for Fox Chapel has taught me a lot about leading a group of people. I think that in order for a group to be successful, each and every individual has to be successful and do their best. I believe that it is my power and abilities to help each and every one of you reach the pinnacle of success and talent as an individual and help advance society. I lead on a daily basis. I help others on my own time. Hard work to me is merely more interesting work. I'm ready to lead you. The question is, are you ready to succeed? When you vote later, just remember to vote me, KV, for VP.
Thank you. We will now hear from Victoria Lee.
Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria Lee, and I want to be your next vice president. For me, TSA wasn't just another club. Instead, TSA was a family, welcoming me with open arms, filled with so many incredible people. And as a junior, this is my last chance to directly contribute to the future of an organization that has impacted me. Being this year's membership committee co-chair, I know what the vice presidency entails, and I know that I have the drive, the dedication, and the experience needed in order to fulfill those duties. As vice president, I will continue to increase membership, to publicize TSA, and to create promotional materials. Look around. What we have here is amazing. The experience, the competition, the friends. TSA and its members are something you cannot find anywhere else. So, why not let everyone know? Why not show the world that we are not the Transportation Security Administration? If elected, I will contact news outlets to highlight all of your hard work. After all, TSA is nothing without all of you. Through the membership committee, I will implement in-school visits. I will contact any chapters who want assistance, and I will ensure that the membership expands. Think of all the students who don't get to use a challenge, who don't experience staying up all night to finish projects. Let's get these students to join this lifestyle. Let's bring TSA to them. Now think of all the friends that you've made from TSA. Awesome, right? However, I know that sometimes it could be a little hard making friends. I've been there too. Thus, I want to propose more activities at the state conference. How about a mini Minecraft event? The people you meet could end up becoming your best friends. Thus, I promise you this. I will advocate for what you as the members want and for what you as the members deserve. Let's show everybody what the Technology Student Association is. Remember, vote V-Lee for VP.
Do you still want to make this? Thank you. We will now hear from Max Hunt.
Hi, Pennsylvania. As I stand before you today, I can't help but reflect on my past year in TSA. 1 year ago, I stood on the same stage. I was so afraid of failure, of judgment, and most importantly, of the unknown. But despite my fear, my anticipation, and my nerves, I was doing what I loved. Being here, standing before you, and participating in this wonderful organization has been such an amazing and empowering experience. TSA has not only increased my technical and intellectual skills, but my social capabilities, leadership qualities, motivational prowess, and much more. And it was during this past year as a state officer that I realized the power of TSA and the members themselves. For 1 year, I met with individuals across the state to collaborate on ideas. I brainstormed ways to reach out to all participants of TSA, creating promotional materials and working with a dedicated and well-rounded membership committee.
I developed more clearly the concept of a state event archive, which, when implemented, will help to serve our membership in a positive way. After my speech 1 year ago, I knew that fear would no longer be the veil that either deterred or drove my motivation. My commitment to the organization and faith in all those who participate meant that no longer I feared the unknown. I dominated it. I took charge. I persevered. I worked my hardest for the state officer team with gratifying results. So now I stand before you today. Sleep deprived? Probably. Hungry? Always. And empowered by the organization and confident in my abilities as an officer? Definitely. I'm motivated to achieve goals. For instance, I want to increase interaction with the board, gaining an adult perspective which many of us do not have on this incredible organization. I wish to create a state officer workshop to take place at the Bucknell Conference and increase the immediate effectiveness of the state officer team. I would love to reach out to various state delegations and collaborate with other officer teams, pooling ideas and resources to have a better functioning state. And most importantly, I want to revamp the membership committee's promotional packet to focus on individuals. Put simply, my name is Max Hunt, and I want to bring Pennsylvania TSA to the max. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our candidates for the office of Vice President. We will now move on to the office of President, starting with Sandra Rajan.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Rajan and I'm running for your PA TSA president. Why? Well, after experiencing TSA as a state officer for 1 year, I have had the pleasure of truly understanding the value of such a phenomenal organization. Within it, I've met some of the most insightful advisors I've ever encountered, acquired skill sets that I've never imagined of gaining, and had the opportunity of meeting a group of people whose caliber really never fails to amaze me. As we've seen in structural events, like your products are amazing, and in extemporaneous speech, your speeches never fail to amaze me. I mean, I'm constantly awestruck by the amount of natural aptitude I see in this organization. And because of that, I'm running for your PA TSA president. I believe that this organization deserves a leader who can expand on those skills, a leader that is willing to help in realizing goals, a leader that can actually perform these reforms and not just promise reforms for the sake of change. So with that in mind and with the hope of fulfilling this role as PA TSA president, I'm asking you guys here to vote Sandra Rajan and make the choice that's intelligent and votes me for PA TSA president. Thank you very much and have a wonderful conference.
Thank you. That concludes our candidate portion of the evening. We can just get a big round of applause for everyone who came up and spoke, for all their efforts and everything. And now we have Mr. Miller with some further announcements.
Real quick, you guys did a great job. 79